We are at the Goodwood Festival of Speed with Porsche, and behind me is a very special car, which is sort of Porsche's 70th birthday present to itself. And with me is Andreas Preuninger. So thank you very much for joining us. And where should we start with this?
My pleasure. I don't know. You asked the question. We were proud on that product, so it took us a long time because I always wanted to do a speedster, and since the 996 era, I want to do a GT speedster, like a GT3 with a chopped-off roof.
Yeah. And, because in the past they've always been on based on Carreras.
I mean, the speedster was always a motorsport car because back in the 50s, I mean, most of the race cars had no roof because it was lighter without one. So maybe that idea of a speedster came about, and we tried to mimic that thing that from the past with that one a little bit, getting the speedster idea closer to motorsport again. And that's why this car is a GT car. So it's done by motorsport, by all the people that are doing the race cars, doing the GT cars. So it's basically a 911R without a roof.
And is this the first open top car the GT cars, the motorsport department has done with you? The first one you've done?
Yeah, this is definitely the first open car. Some people think a cabriolet doesn't fit to the GT idea. Maybe that's true when you're talking about a cabriolet, but this is a speedster.
Yes.
This is different. You're a lot nearer to everything. You smell the fresh cut grass. You smell when you go through woods if there was rain last night. You know, you're so near to nature in that car. And it's just the typical speedster idea. It's all about the driving and the situational awareness of what's going on around you.
Yeah.
And this is the big bonus on that one. I love driving it.
Shall we start, Zane? So we've got some lovely details around this car. Obviously,
yeah, I mean it's a concept study.
Yes, it's obviously
It's a concept study.
We don't know if it's going to be built.
There's some features which we love, but which I doubt we could produce in a serious car. Like just imagine filling the car up, doing like this, going on here. In former times, the car was not as wide as today, so you could reach easily like this. But we like the looks of it. We like the looks of it. And if you look at the mirrors, for example, the Talbot mirrors from the 60s, I think they're a nice feature that complement the fuel tank. But maybe a standard or serious solution would look a little bit different.
Yes, that's it. And then the wheels down here, we've got 21-inch wheels.
That's a 21-inch in rim.
The RS.
This is no, the RS has 21-inch in the back. This has 21-inch in front and in the rear. Yeah. We have carbon fiber here. We have carbon fiber there, like we used to have it in the RS model. So we're really looking for lightweight in that car. Yeah. We want to stay with the car below 1,400 kilos, and it has to be as light and pure and analog as a car can get.
Yes.
So if you see this here, this stripe that normally you had tape, tape over the headlamps in order to keep them together in case of a crash. But this is just a homage on the old look, which suits the car pretty well.
Absolutely, we've got the sticker for a badge. Obviously.
Yeah, the sticker is the original sticker from the 60s, so it's a little bit different, and the color scheme. Some people like it, some people don't. So, but
it's always going to be the case.
It's the historical color scheme the early race car speedsters had, and we thought it might be a good idea to add it on that one. And I kind of like it.
So let's talk about what's underneath the car. So obviously there are certain compromises with taking the roof off a car from a chassis point of view.
Yeah, I mean the chassis-wise, we're looking at a GT3 here. So it's everything, all the components, dampers, the springs, everything's GT3, even the setup.
Moving further on here, we've obviously got manual gearbox.
Yeah, it's a manual gearbox from the GT3 Touring, and in combination with the 911R engine, which we choose to use here.
So why did you choose that engine?
Because it was on the shelf. It was available. It was available. This car was built up as a normal cabriolet, and then we tore everything out and took the components from our shelves. The 911R engine was the best fit for me, and to put in that car. So, but it's pure coincidence. Could have been a second-gen GT3 or RS engine as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Fair enough. We've got obviously the lovely double bubble, and then I love this intake here.
I mean, for a speedster, for me, the important thing is if you look at it from the side, it has to be really slim, so that it shouldn't show a hook here or some. It has to go steadily down and be very narrow. We have a different windscreen here, so this is not a windscreen from the Cabriolet.
So it's a special part.
It's a bespoke part which is lowered, which is very close to the one we use on the 718.
And we have the gold badges.
The gold badges are, the typical Speedster thing from the 50s.
Yes.
So I don't know if I would put on golden stickers, if there would be a serious car on that, but we'll see. There's no radio, no aircon. You need really an aircon on that car. We even have a little wind deflector here, which you can take out and turn around. It depends on which side you're looking into it. So it's a mirror image then.
Excellent. So let's talk about the interior of the car.
Well, the interior is pretty analog, puristic, but it's a GT interior, like you know it. We use different leather. It's natural leather that wears over time, which gives a great patina, which we love. And the color scheme is a little bit mimicked from the 50 Speed, so like this grayish silver in combination with this cognac color. We have a green instrument cluster, like some similar that we had in the 911R. Actually, this is kind of a 911R without a roof. The whole rear end of the car is carbon fiber, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
There's a bar in between that stiffens up the car, so torsional rigidity on the car is not a question. I mean, it's really very stiff and stable. So this is it's not like 10 or 20 years ago when a convertible couldn't be fitted with a taut suspension. That works pretty well, even with the GT3 setup that we have in the car here. It's very precise, and it's all GT when you drive it, which is no wonder, because drivetrain, engine, suspension, chassis, it's only GT powered. It's a motorsport product.
Yeah.
And
do you notice the difference with the 21-inch wheels on the front?
Yeah, I mean, this is for show, to be honest. We have the 21s in the back on the RS. Now we chose to do 21s in the front as well. But it has less negative influence than I thought. I mean, it's stiffening up the ride a little bit, because the overall spring rate goes up, because the tire flanks are like this. Yeah. But it handles pretty well. It stays precise. It's got Michelin Supersport tires, so it's not the ultra high performance tire. So that's a difference here on the track, which I noticed yesterday. But it's performing pretty well, and I think it's just the 21s look so good on the car.
Yes.
If you get used to the 21-inch look and you see the car with 20s again, you say, okay, we have to do something.
Yes.
So,
I've noticed a few of these little.
These are the little fasteners for a tonneau cover. Yeah. You can cover the car up, because it doesn't have a roof.
No.
Because the roof is way too heavy. And so we can cover up the car like we covered up the early Speedsters with a tonneau cover. It's a leather part. I can show it to you. I think it's in the trunk. Yeah. And there's some zippers that you can open up for the driver and the co-driver. Yeah. But if you would park the car outside, which I wouldn't do, you can at least cover it up.
Yes, I like a tonneau cover. There's something very cool about
classic, and it's different, because nobody has it anymore.
No,
and that was the main driving factor of choosing something not everybody else has, because a roof can make a folding roof, but you wouldn't see it anyway. And we chose to go along that road.
And I imagine it sounds very good in here with no...
It sounds great. It's cold, but typical GT3 sound.
I was almost wondering if these big cabins behind here were going to act as sort of...
I mean, a GT car always has this motorsport noise, even when you have the windows up. And we were quite interested in how does it feel, what's the emotional side when you don't have a roof and hear this engine. Yeah. And I can tell you, it's great. It's great.
Build it?
Well, we didn't make that decision yet, but we kind of want to test out and feel out the markets and the customers.
I don't know that people would want, but
I doubt anybody will want this.
I doubt it.
So,
no. It's
so
sort of, they probably wouldn't pay for it, to be honest.
It's just a toy.
You struggle to sell your cars, so it's really sort of.
I think we're going to make this decision maybe later that year after the summer break.
Yeah, absolutely. Perhaps you should make 356 of them. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think that would be enough. I don't think that would be enough. We learned the hard way in the 911R. So.
I think if you built 3,560 of them, it
you
wouldn't
have
be
to,
enough. But
you have to have the production capacity in the main plant, and it has to fit in our life cycle. But I think I'll fight for it.
Absolutely. Andreas, thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Max, drag race?
It's okay.
Drag race?
You go. You go. You stay.